is our Supreme Champion,
Gotcha.
or Best in Show, the red and white one. This is what's called a kahaku. It's a red and white koi. This one measures over 30 inches. A lot of people will ask us, how much do they weigh?
Hold on, can you give me the origin of koi? Can you give me
origin
like
of koi?
I've heard of kahaku. I know a little bit about koi. This is
right.
it begins and ends with kahaku. Is that correct?
It begins and ends with kahaku. All right. Koi are nothing more than genetically inbred common carp.
Got it.
All right. If you go to a reservoir, like here in Dallas, you can go down to Joe Pool Lake and go to the marina, and you can go feed the carp.
Got it.
That's what these are. And if you look at the common carp at one of these marinas, you'll see every now and then you'll see a white scale or a blue scale or a red scale.
I love it.
Etc. Back hundreds of years ago, in the time of Marco Polo, carp were brought from the estuaries of the Danube River. Put in big tanks and brought to China.
Oh, okay, they were brought there. Wow.
Brought to China.
I thought they were from there. No. Wow.
So the Japanese then, hundreds of years later, brought some from China to Japan to raise in the rice paddies.
I got to look at other fish while we talk.
Sure.
We will obviously come back.
We can walk around. I'll give you the history, and then we can talk about specific fish.
Let me turn the airstone on this one.
Yes, I will. Let me turn this one back on.
Oh, folks, I don't care if any of you like this video. This is like heroin to me, because these are I call these fish a heroin vein, because once you get one, it's like it's on. And I'm sorry for people that don't have koi ponds or live in apartments and stuff like that, but like, just appreciate this video and what this dude is dropping about the history of these guys, because look at the different genetics that these go. You're continuing. We were at Marco Polo, brought them to China, and then from China the Japanese got them, and then where do we go from there?
The Japanese brought them to the mountains of northwest Japan.
Yes.
The Niigata prefecture.
Okay.
And they used them as supplemental food source for protein, and they raised them in the rice paddies.
Gotcha.
Then what they would do is they'd sell them at market, but they would keep the ones that had some color to them.
I just noticed the perfect red circle on this fish's head too. Oh, that's amazing.
And so they'd hold back the ones with some of those scales that were colored. And each year they'd rebreed, etc. And then over, generation after generation after generation of inbreeding, you started to see different varieties come to light.
Real quick, so just to get the timetable on this, to just rewind this all back. So are we talking this fish from the Danube? Is this 200 years ago, 400 years ago? How many years ago is this, do you think?
I don't know when Marco Polo was.
Okay.
But I want to say
okay, Marco Polo was the guy that did it, or
no,
his era.
Era.
Okay, we can dig into that later, but in that era, I got you. I think that was like, okay, that's a long ass time ago, people.
Yeah.
So these fish have been bred and interbred. Quick side note, I saw carp spawning as a kid up in Lake Erie, and I saw some that were speckled and stuff, and it changed my life. I was like, oh my Lord, I saw like a massive koi orgy, and then they were all dead the next week when I went by to go see them. But
if you had hundreds of years to inbreed,
I know, it's so crazy to think about. Yeah, it's so crazy.
So then they really didn't take hold as a hobby or anything until Emperor Hirohito.
Hit that oxygen.
Emperor Hirohito.
Hirohito was the one?
In the early 1900s.
I know you're here. What's up, brother?
He had an exposition.
Hirohito.
And he was a young boy at the time. And the rice farmers, or by then koi farmers, up in the Niigata prefecture, brought fish down as a present to Emperor Hirohito.
Wow.
All right, to put in the royal moat. Well, that made it.
Can you imagine that?
That made it
a royal moat.
Yeah,
the emperor's moat coming down.
That made it a status symbol. So then, the elite in the Japanese culture wanted koi.
Right.
So the hobby was born.
Oh wow.
And the koi were still being refined.
And Japanese refined the hell out of stuff too, by the way.
Yeah.
So the Japanese refined it.
They refined it.
From Hirohito. So what did he get brought? What was was it, how many different farms, if you had to guess, and I'm digging here, but like,
I don't know.
was it like, I mean, was it like 8 families that brought down fish? Was it one family that had one rat fish?
A
cooperative thing? Okay.
From Niigata brought down fish to Emperor Hirohito to put in the moat, okay?
Okay.
And again, that became part of the elite culture after that, and the hobby was born. It wasn't until the early 60s that it started to become popular here in the United States with the invention of the plastic bag, where they could bag these fish and get them here. Prior to that, they had to bring them in tanks.
Ah, wow.
And there's stories about the Japanese gifting different places in America, such as the Japanese gardens in San Antonio, koi back in the 50s, even before the plastic bag.
And they got all kinds of fish over there. And they're just like, here, Americans, take some of this. You don't know what you're doing.
Well, they were peace offerings after World War II.
Even better.
The first koi show, organized hobbyist koi shows, there were shows between breeders prior to this, but hobbyist koi shows occurred, was it 1967 or 68?
This is hobby. 60s? 60s?
In Japan?
No, here.
Yeah.
Oh, in Japan?
In Japan? Yeah.
67 or 68.
Yeah.
The hobby, it became a hobby in like clubs and stuff.
Oh yeah, the affluent in Japan.
Wow.
It was a big deal.
Because we're in our 60th ZNA show.
I had a fish like that eaten by a heron, and it wasn't that good.
A good fish, 6 inches or so, can run anywhere from $100 to $900, depending on the attributes of that fish.
Yeah. There you go. So then that's a little fish poison grows.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you right now, that could be north of $5,000. I'm not gonna let them give me any feedback, but that fish is hot. And then here's the beautiful thing about koi that I'm just gonna say, they're like freaking snowflakes.
No,
you know what everyone right? They're all different.
Even
so
even the single color ones are different.
So to me that is the part, and I don't want to talk about it too much, but I did lose a pond to chlorine, and
congratulations. We all
Join
have.
the club.
I needed to hear that, boys and girls.
The club.
We all have.
Listen, I make videos for a living. I didn't put the video out. Like, no one's ever seen it because I'm so ashamed and so hurt by it. I went out the front door of my house, left the water running. My backyard was running. We went out of town. I didn't check the back shit. I walked over the hose. Everybody's done it.
You're not employed.
Okay, all right. All right, I didn't know that was
one of the old time.
Don't you see me sweating telling that story in front of these men? I'm sweating and like nervous, like a bunch of bad dead fish nightmares came through that no one's ever seen. Okay, now I'm in the club. That's a hard interest to be in this club, man. I don't know if I want to be involved in this.
One of the first breeders I met was over from Japan, judging a koi show, and I was asked to go golfing with him.
Okay.
So he was my partner out golfing, and he looked at me and said, "Steve-san, how many fish you killed?" I said, "Oh, I haven't killed any fish." He said, "Oh, okay." 2 years later, he's back to judge a koi show.
I like that he calls you Steve-san too. That's great for the Japanese thing.
He says, "Steve-san, how many fish you kill now?" And I said, "Oh, Kishi-san, I kill a lot of fish now." And he says,
"I hate to laugh at this.
This
is horrible.
You're learning."
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my lord.
It's all part of it.
Oh, listen, if you could see me, like I'm like relieved and sweating and just very emotional by this, but apparently this is a rite of passage. I feel, is that remotely on my face? Because I want people to know this.
That is the leading cause of koi deaths is chlorine.
I can't tell you. My buddy, I'm going to send that to my friend, and because my friend called me like he had lost a child and he had a bigger pond than me with fish that I gave him. I mean, okay, so it's a rite of passage. We're getting off topic here, but I want you all to know. All you people with aquariums and stuff like that,
it's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. I guess it happens, and people are smiling, talking about it. So, if you're going through some things, you're going through hell. It's heartbreaking. And if you chlorine killed some fish, I can tell you from a cathartic moment that I'm having here that it's okay. And they said, "Steve-san, how many fish you killed?" and you said a lot. And he said, "Okay, now we can." Call you okay. All right. Yeah,
now you're learning.
Now you're learning. Now you're learning. So, with the dead fish aside, I would like to talk about some of the different. What we talked about, each piece is a little different or whatever. Can we discuss just some general? I mean, I want to hear all the Japanese names, but like of the different types of fish. And if you want to start, I don't know. Most people start with kohaku and then sanke, but like just a general glitzing. 100 level koi, a couple different types, you know what I mean?
We koi, you hear the saying, we said it earlier, it starts with kohaku and it ends with kohaku.
Right.
And the reason being is kohaku are simple red and white fish.
Oh.
But it's also the variety that the breeders have put the most time and effort into developing.
This is a kohaku we're talking about right here.
The red and white one right there.
Just the red and white one, not the other ones with the specks.
So it only goes hand in hand that when you're looking, the kohakus kind of have an edge. They're simpler.
Okay.
All right.
Do you have any over here?
And they tend to be more
No
refined.
kohakus here. I want to find another kohaku.
Okay.
Where's another kohaku?
We can keep going.
I love those fish.
And we'll get Duck to chime in. This is a Ginrin kohaku.
All right, now hold on. We got to explain what the Ginrin means, though, because the Ginrin means
those shiny
the
scales.
shiny on it. So that's
right.
that's a Ginrin. So it's a part of kohaku, but it's
Part of kohaku with a different scalation.
So the kohaku here is the all white right here, and this is the one that's been around the most. Now we're going to take the next step up wherever you want to go, man. Like
if
we're
you want to go to the past champions.
Yeah, we can go down to the
all
past
right,
champions.
the past champions. I'm sorry, friends, but to get this kind of info, and we're getting it broken down by people that have been doing it and flying over goldfish since the 60s, and just like I'm walking past, like this, I'm just bypassing that, by the way. Like that's not even getting looked at. I'm just, oh yeah, but so
the next two varieties.
It's not fair to discuss these without showing fingerlings first. I feel like this is an unfair video. These are insane. This is okay. So this is past champion. I want to make us look at some fingerlings, but like past champions, these are the most wow fish.
Here we have a Sankey.
Okay.
And the Sankey is a white fish.
We're starting off with a wow, folks.
Is a white fish with black and red.
Okay, so we just went from red and white to, is it just black and red, or is it white too?
It's a white fish
okay,
with
white
black
fish.
and red. Here,
and he says white fish is the base here, so that's the base of this fish is white, and then it's got red. Here
correct.
Is the other. Let's go the
now,
other way.
This koi, you would think it's red, white, and black. It's the same thing,
right?
But it's not.
And what is it?
This is a Showa.
Okay, so there's the two different. So you got the black base Showa, the white base Sankei or white base kohaku, and all that. Yeah, so that's a very important thing here. The Showa, because that's like the base of it. That's the base of the fish.
Now, it's important to notice that when they're born, that fish is born white, orange. That fish is born black.
Got you. That fish is born black. That fish is born white, orange.
30% of the fry are black. You throw away the 70%.
Wow.
So, and then the black goes down, the white and the red come up, and then the black will come up as the koi develops and matures, right? So this is a complete. There's types of animals that do that. They're born one color and they change through their life. This fish, they only keep the black fry because the white fry do not develop any patterns.
Okay, all right. I want to just take a quick segment here, and I want to talk about. Okay, these are super champions. We're going to keep looking at them. If someone was just like, I just got a pond, I don't know what I'm doing, like, what would you tell them buying in the way of, like, fingerlings and stuff like that? Would you say, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because, like, this is, like, so high level.
No.
If you were like, hey, go get a...
if they're just starting out, you go get the 6-8 inch fish.
Yeah, smaller single-colored fish.
Yeah.
Small single-colored fish.
The closer to the wild type, the stronger they'll be.
Okay.
The more resistant they'll be to your shenanigans.
Okay, so base fish, baseline fish.
Right.
They might even survive chlorine.
Yeah, they may. So if you go over
one fish that survived his chlorine.
Right, if you go over 3 tanks, there's a fish that's very, very close to a baseline fish.
Okay, let's do it. Yeah.
So this is pretty close to a wild type fish that you can get.
Okay.
It's a black based fish. There's some white on it, but so the closer to the wild type, the stronger the fish is. So this is very wild genetics here, right? Very wild and very.
What type of fish is that?
So this is a
Japanese name.
So they call it an armor scaled fish. So they're
Dragon.
They're calling dragons
The owner
dragon
calls it
scales,
dragon.
right? Because like see how the scales are so big, like a scale on a lizard, right?
How can you not see how big the scales are?
Exactly. So
this fish is
so it's an armored.
Oh, when you look close, it's even better.
Yeah,
I'm looking at it through a camera. It's not fair. I want to stare it directly on, but oh my goodness, you guys see the freaking chalk metal plates on that guy?
Yeah, so they're armor scales, right?
That's
so like
a fat
big armor scales. They're abnormally large scales. So this is an offshoot of breeding Deutsche fish. The Germans.
Deutsche means no scales.
German.
Yeah, German, which basically means that they were scaleless because the Germans bred them.
According to the Germans, doing the
Right?
scaleless thing.
Because it was easier to fillet. right?
My first fish.
Less work.
My first fish I really loved was the Deutsch-Nezzig Ogon, by the way, that got killed by a heron. But
Yeah.
anyway, so continue. So they had the easier to fillet.
Easier to fillet, and then the body shape's slightly different than the others. They have a little higher body, more meat on the fish, right?
The Germans bred it to eat it, or to make it look cool?
Yeah, they were bred to eat, right? But then the Japanese took that type and they bred it into their fish to get more body shape and size, right? So,
okay,
but this
so
one,
beginner style,
you want
something close to baseline.
You want something single colored. You want something that probably a little, less refined.
For the starting people, they want something. They're not
a VNA member, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're not worried about
2,000-gallon pond.
Yeah, they're not worried. Shouldn't be worried about showing fish or anything. They need to learn how to care for fish. So it really doesn't matter. And you go back to what Duck was saying with the more primitive varieties, and a lot of people will go for the Ginrin because they're shiny. They got the sparkly scales. Or other people might tend to lean towards the metallic varieties.
Let's go back. So we'll go to the Grand Champion tank.
Let's go to the Grand Champion now.
In the Grand Champion tank.
intentionally didn't start there, so yeah.
The Grand Champion tank also has a very, I would say, primitive fish.
Primitive fish.
But big.
Oh.
And people like that. People like size.
People like seeing big fish.
Oh, how do you not?
Right?
Back. What is this? Oh.
So you have the Kohaku, which is Grand Champion. Then you have a Chagoi.
Chagoi.
Right? So Chagoi.
The biggest one, right? Or one of them?
It's one of the ones that can get relatively large.
And people will say they're friendly because they come up and they'll eat out of your hand.
Right.
And it's not that they're friendly; it's just that they're pigs. They like to eat.
They generally
they're just
they generally have really large heads and large mouths and like large bodies because they like to eat. They don't miss many meals, right, or any at all.
When I was starting out, I was at a koi dealer's that had some deep ponds, and Gary Cryer, and they had a Chagoi named Thumbelina. Well, I'd never seen it or anything like that, and I'm hand feeding brown bread to the koi, and all of a sudden Thumbelina comes up out of the depths and wraps its mouth around my fingers. All right, I got a big hand here. All right, scared me to death.
He came up for the whole thing. That's great.
So those are the easiest. Those are the easiest to keep, but they also get quite large and quite beautiful in the way that if you look at the scales, what we call the fukurin. So you say, it doesn't have any pattern, but actually it does. The white around each scale, right? The white around each of the scales is called fukurin, right? And that develops quite a beautiful netting, right?
That's perfect.
And that's just spectacular on that fish.
And then. Yeah, let's talk about these fish.
Yeah, so a little bit of appreciation for any kind of fish and the attributes that they bring. So, I mean, it's a single colored fish, but gorgeous body, great fukurin on the fish, good coloration.
And this is something that you have to see, like, up close, and I'm trying to do this in the video with a little bit of a glare, but, like, there's a whole woven net of this fish's scales. Like, these scales are perfect when you get close, and even better with the naked eye.
Yeah.
But they're just wow. So like you were saying, it's a base color, simple, but it's very beautiful.
Right.
Like every one of those. You see the way it glistens as it swims by.
Right. So
now keep in mind. Okay, you just saw the fukurin because it's easy to see on
fukurin is what it's called.
Fukurin.
Skin between the scales.
Gotcha. All right.
Now, if you look very closely at this Kohaku, you'll also see fukurin. But the Kohaku being developed. The genetics and inbred, it gives a solidarity
this fish
to
is
it.
So sick. And you look and what he's saying about the solidarity, see the defined difference between the white and the red. Is that what we're talking about, right? It's just
not just that, but between the scales and the skin. It's really the skin that's making the white whiter and the red redder.
Right. The skin. I got you.
Here's one thing that we like to talk about in terms of quality.
Break it down. Let's
get the quality of the finish on the back end. They call it kiwa. See how like some of the scales look like ends of scallops, right? See how the ends.
I see some that are like perfect and some that are like lighter colors.
So there's two different types of finish on the fish.
Okay.
On the kiwa is the back end of a pattern, right?
Okay. The back end of a pattern, or
the back end of the pattern.
End of the pattern.
Right.
Okay, the back end of the pattern.
Right. So you have Marizome.
Okay, the back end of the pattern you can clearly see on this fish.
Right. See Marizome. Right. So you see on this one right here. See all those scallops. See all that scallop shaping. And then there's another type called Kazimori. Kazimori is like a razor cut. See in the back end of the tail here. See how that's like a razor cut through there, right? Then you have a combination.
That's my new favorite word.
Right. Of Marizome and Kazimori. Right?
Kazimori means razor cut on the
Right.
back.
And scallop shape is where you see it. It's in line with each of the scales, right? So that's pretty cool when you see a fish that has the kind of refinement that it does.
And then on the front end of the pattern, you'll see where the Benny or red is still developing. So you'll see some faded red on the front side of the pattern, and that's actually the color or the Benny red coming up through the scales.
Faded red on the front of the pattern.
Yes.
Which is where it's going.
It's coming up.
Gotcha. And if people want to learn more about koi, where do they go?
Come to a koi show.
Go to a koi. Don't go to a koi show with a lot of money.
Join a koi club.
Join a koi club.
Join a koi club.
Join a koi club. Go to a koi show with cash in hand, more than you expect, and an empty cycled pond.
Yeah. Talk to the judges.
Now keep in mind, Duck and I are both hobbyists. We don't sell koi.
Yeah, we don't sell. We don't sell.
We have no financial interest.
That's great. Go.
No, we're basically extensions of the hobby, trying to help hobbyists learn,
promote it
along the way, right? And share.
Attention span of gerbils. So where do they go online? They go to the DNA. Just find a koi show. Is there like
Yeah.
a koishow.org?
Look up koi, KOI, not
right.
not COY.
Hopefully they got that down.
Yeah, you can go to ZNA.com, right?
AKJA.com.
Yeah,
Guys,
so
this was a total pleasure.
Get my
for
cheap
me.
shameless plug in too.
right.
Thank you so much.
Hey, you're welcome.
Awesome. Thanks, man.